Welcome back to Listography. This is Jason. Got Cramser and Joe with me as well, and we are about to count down our 5 favorite Jimmy Page guitar solos. Jimmy Page, one of the great guitarists of all time. For me, probably one of the greatest riff writers of all time. And he's got a lot of great solos as well.
The greatest riff writer of all time.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, to add to that, when I think of him, people maybe associate him more with Stairway to Heaven and the solo on that, but I think as a whole, he's probably a better riff writer and songwriter than technical guitarist, but he has some amazing solos as well. Not to knock him, he's one of my all-time favorites. So I'll start off. Number 5, I got Stairway to Heaven. Just it sounds so clean and good. It's just amazing, work. The solo and the song that most people associate with Page and maybe Zeppelin and maybe 70s rock in general. It's just a really good song, good solo, maybe overplayed, but I still love it. Number 4 for me is going to be The Rover. It's another kind of real clean, almost classic sounding. Some of his runs, really cool, simple, but effective solo. Number 3 is going to be, I guess it counts as a solo. It's really the outro to The Ocean. Really just unique sounding, just super groovy. You got the doo-wops in the background, and he's just, playing away with these kind of cool bends and, very unique sounding in his catalog, I think. Number 2, In the Evening, we touched on this in our other videos. It sounds like he's literally breaking the guitar in half in it, and it's just this completely unique sound, a great solo and a great song. Number 1 for me is Achilles' Last Stand from Presence. Just an incredible, maybe one of his longest solos. It seems to last forever. And it's in a song that, 8-10 minute long or whatever it is. And I think it's super musical, and it kind of tells the story of Achilles or whatever they're talking about in a very musical way, and it fits with the rest of the song. Just really amazing kind of work by him.
Good shout to In the Evening. It's the one that I had to cut. Trying so hard when I was making my notes to kind of describe what the guitar sounds like on it, and I think you're right when it sounds like the guitar is breaking. It's awesome. My number 5 is going to be Achilles' Last Stand for all the reasons Joe said. I feel like this is his most vicious playing here. He's like really focused. Whenever I hear it, I just picture him kind of like breaking a sweat and just like, this is like his challenging work to him, even though it's probably easy. Number 4 for me is going to be the guitar solo from Southbound Suarez. The whole song is kind of bouncy and fun, and then his guitar solo starts off just really frantic and with a lot of energy that clashes perfectly with the rest of what John Paul Jones is doing. Number 3 from Physical Graffiti is going to be 10 Years Gone. It's got a really nice, lush, loose, breezy feeling to it. It's just kind of caught this nice laid-back 70s vibe to it. Number 2, the studio version doesn't have a guitar solo, but the BBC Sessions does. It's going to be Immigrant Song. Off the BBC Sessions, he is just, I'd say lightning in a bottle, but it's more like thunder. He's just crushing it here. He's doing all of the classic guitar solo trope, and everything's going nuts behind him, and he's just feeling it and flowing. And then number 1 is going to be Stairway to Heaven. Classic pick. It's crystal clear. It's played perfectly. I think it's his best written solo. It fits the song so well. It descends and transcends and comes back up perfectly. And then going into the winding down the road, ending to the song, he does just those perfect little triplets and outros back into the finale of the song. It's awesome. It's popular for a reason. His guitar work there is just perfect. Jimmy Page in a nutshell.
All right. My top 5 solos. Number 5, I have I'm Gonna Crawl. Last track on In Through the Outdoor. Maybe not the best track on the record, but the solo on it is really awesome, and the guitar tone is really, really good. Number 4, I have the Rover. I mean, just a great solo. Just go listen to it. Number 3, I think the only one that's on all 3 of our lists, Achilles' Last Stand. I mean, everything you guys said about it is spot on. It's just ferocious. And then at number 2, I have Since I've Been Loving You. Pure feeling, really straight ahead, bluesy, but just so much passion behind the playing. And number 1 for me is going to be Full in the Rain. Super weird solo. It's got that octave effect on it, and it's really, really cool. I love it. I think it's really unique. And yeah, it's my favorite.
Yeah, the tone on Fool in the Rain is cool. It's almost like a really high-pitched bass. It's cool.
Yeah.
In the same vein of Fool in the Rain, Jamaica was another guitar solo that is kind of weird and awkward, but really works. That was in my contention as well.
Yeah, that same sort of thing going on Over the Hills and Far Away too, where it sounds like a bass at times. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, I've never really, and when I dabble with my amps and stuff, I've never been able to kind of match that sound. It's also kind of on Red Barchetta by Rush. That guitar solo has that deep, bassy sound to it.
That's something that doesn't get mentioned a lot when it comes to Jimmy Page, is like how much studio prowess he had. He was a really accomplished producer in his own right, really knew how to make guitar tones nestle within the sonic frequencies of the track, and knew what amps and guitars to use and how to layer them to make them sound awesome. So
yeah, I mean, the tone probably is his best attribute, the riffs and the tone. I know that like Eddie Van Halen thought he was a real sloppy kind of player, and he does kind of have this kind of unique, it's not maybe as crystal clear perfection as maybe somebody like Eddie Van Halen, but I think the different styles that he mastered along with the tone and the riff, make him one of the all-time, if not the best of all time guitarist.
Maybe that's a whole other video altogether. They're our top favorite guitar players sometime soon, maybe.
I would adore that. Would absolutely adore it, Jason.
You're going to want to make sure that you hit the bell so that you're notified when that video comes out, and hit the like on this video if you enjoyed it, and we will see you next time on Listography.